Hi, create last refresh date in Power BI. So generally when we work on client side and they have this requirement just to see when their data is refreshed. So there are few points we can create this last refresh date using Power BI and language. Okay. So here we are going to use the blank query and then we are going to use M language to create that table and we are going to extract the local current date and then we are going to use that in a report visualization just to show when the report was last scheduled. Okay, so let's go to Power BI desktop and I am going to fetch blank query as my data source, and from there we can get. Okay, so here I am going to go to advanced editor and then I am going to write the function over here. So first of all I need to create a table, then and I'll show you how to create the table, how to create a column inside it and generate the rows inside it, and how to fetch the data from local current date. Okay, so we have the syntax given hash table to create the table and then give a bracket. Then we have, so normally when you create the table we have the syntax like first curly braces, we have column name, and then we have this column name and then the row wise. So if we have 3 rows we'll give this in 3 curly braces. Okay, so let's take an example as suppose I have column name as a column sample column name. So I'll write within the double quote column name 1 and I'll write the value in this. First value I am going to say that's my text as A, and then second row I have B, and third row I have C. Let's see how the result looks like. See here I have the column 1 with 3 rows A, B, C. I am going to modify this and fetch 2 more columns just to give you an example how do we add this manual version. And we can add within the same and say I have 1, 2 and 3. Give OK and you will see 2 columns here and with 1 to 3 rows. Okay, so now we already know how to fetch the data manually. Now we are going to define the data type within this particular column. So to mention the data type we have this particular syntax type and then say table, give a square bracket and remove this and say okay, and then I have this as a second column. Alright, now we have, I want to mention what is my data type over here. So I'll write this is my text data type, so I'll mention this as a text, and then second we have number as a text as a data type for this. Now we see this is all fine. Now what our purpose is to get the last refresh date, so I'm gonna remove this all and get my data as what we want it. Okay, so I'm gonna remove this 3, 2 and then I'll write this as date bracket refreshed date and equal to, I want this as date time data type, and I'm gonna remove this 3 rows and then give as, okay, so we have a function in this particular language, so I'm going to use the date time, and then we have function named as now. We have this local now, so I'm going to use this local now to fetch the current date. So give function in this and give done. So this is going to capture this particular time right now when this was fetched. So I'm going to give close and apply. Okay, so now, okay, so here we have, I am going to see how it looks like. So I want to change the format for this, and I want it in this format, Wednesday, and then this. Alright, now I am going to fetch this over this cart visualization, and I'm going to fetch this. Okay, and I would like to know this, and then give this text over here and say this is my refresh date. Okay, say refreshed date. Okay, 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 that's all done. There's another way you can just fetch this, or you can create measure and combine these two over here. You can do that. Create a measure, or say I want to add this with, say, last refreshed date. Okay, and then I want to keep this with my refresh date, so I'll say refresh, that's my query, last date, refreshed date. I just want it as a date, and I am going to drop this measure over my card. I say this would be my date. So either way, whatever you wish to see as it is, you can just, at your convenience, you can create this. So I'm going to remove this category. Okay, so this is your last